How y'all doing? Welcome to the nation. Monster Nation, that is. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. You know what I'm saying? You know the rules. I'm your host, tour guide, president. I'm the king around here. I'm the landlord, owner, tenant, the janitor. I'm off the damn floor. Y'all gotta forgive me. I just now finished eating. I wanted to get in. Pause. I wanted to get at y'all within a certain time window. So, forgive me. See, I was just now watching some content, a video. I think it was Chicks Moves. That was the most recent one. Salute to him. That was the most recent one I watched. But I watched a couple of videos where they're talking about this Cameron and J. Cole situation. And bruh, yeah, I know how much I was taking up for J. Cole and the whole Drake-Kendrick thing, right? Everybody mad at him. And I'm like, he'll still smoke, y'all. I would have, me personally, as a man, I would have backed out of that beef too. Pause. Because I thought we was just slapboxing. Y'all niggas brought real guns to the fight. I'm like, what is you niggas doing? You niggas got real, y'all got real issues? I'm not getting involved in that. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you want the friendly fade later. This fade ain't friendly. Was this fade friendly? Like, you know what I'm saying? Didn't we at least think a lot of these... Anyway. Before I get into all of that, so deep into that, pause into the whole thing. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Like, share if you can. Do all of that. Hit the bell for all notifications. If you're trying to be a taxpaying citizen of the nation, leave us a super thanks or a cash app. We actually for all super chat. You know what I'm saying? The cash app tag gonna be in the description along with the Bandcamp link, which is there for all of you who would rather hear me rap than hear me yap. You know what I'm saying? All the mixtapes are there. And all the way from, well, not all of them, but all of them from Nonviolent Rocco all the way back to Shell Shock. That's a lot. So get involved. But yeah. Oh yeah. When you're writing on the walls here, spell things correctly. Rock with a R-O, a C and a K. Helter Skelter with an A and an H at the end. Monster with an A, no ER, and BCC, not BBC. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, all of you pause protesters, get exit stage left right now. Get your ass out of here, because we are pause practitioners here. So just either get involved or get a job. J. Cole does have some explaining to do, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? He does. I mean, not that you have to do anything. But yeah, this don't look right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, people talked about this whole, this came out a while ago, pause, about him and his situation with Cameron and the lawsuit. Cameron was going to sue him over, they made a deal with each other, a little swap. Like, I'll give you a verse, you give me a verse, right? That's what it was, right? It was originally both like something musical. Like, Cameron participated in an intro of his, and he was supposed to give Cam a verse later, and Cam, when it came time to pay up, he got the kind of ducking and dodging. And this is basically the story. Nobody likes that, right? He did the whole. Now Cameron didn't tell. When this was months ago. This was last year. Cameron never got into detail about the whole. I mean, some of the alleged facts did come out, but it wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? Cam didn't speak about it like on his show or none of that. And well, he has now. And just the way he told, Cameron is a decent storyteller. And as he's telling the story, I mean, he lays out a timeline of how it all went bad. He speaks of, when he did the thing, he did the one thing for J. Cole. Then he did another thing for J. Cole. And he was like, okay, so when you going, send me a verse or whatever. J. Cole is like, all right, I got you. And when it comes time for it, he's like, yo, I'm working on something right now, or I'm getting ready to put out a project. Wait, we do the, whatever it was. How did it go? He was supposed to, he didn't give him the verse. He reneged like twice. It was like, oh yeah, it was like he he was working on something else, so he wasn't ready. Then the second time he's like, call me in October or something like that. Cam called him in October. He's like, oh you, he's like, yo, you ain't playing. I say October, you say October, you call it in October. Cam is like, yeah, that's what October mean, October, right? Anyway, Cam eventually is like, you know what? Never mind the verse. Just come, let me interview you on one of my platforms. And he's like, okay. Then the next phase of the ducking game goes on, and it's like he didn't want to. He wanted to wait until his project was coming out because that's how artists usually do it. They do their interview run when they got something to promote, so the two things help each other, right? And what was it? Son hit him up. That date came, and he was like, "Oh, now we pushing the album back or something like that." Then the second time he called him for, he was like, "Yo, it was in the middle of the Kendrick Drake situation." And he was like, "Yo, I don't want to talk about that right there, so it ain't a good time to do the interview." He's like, "Yo, I won't ask you nothing about that." Cam was like, "I won't ask you nothing about the Kendrick Drake situation." And J. Cole is like, well, come on, well, you can't do the interview without talking about that and look like we ducking. I mean, I can see that point. I mean, as much sense as that seems like it doesn't make, it actually makes sense to me. Like, I don't want to do the interview because I don't want to talk about that. Nigga go, we ain't got to talk about that. Nigga, we can't do an interview and not talk about it. It sounds counterintuitive. It sounds like it don't make sense, but it do. Um, but eventually, what was it? Was that the last phase? No. I don't know. It was probably another step. And just Cam just got way too tired of the walk of the runaround. And then he filed the lawsuit. What I just heard in some of these vlogs that I was just watching is that J. Cole went to Drake, allegedly, allegedly, went to Drake to holler at him about his lawyers. I need some lawyers. Cam trying to sue me right now. Let me get some, shoot me a phone number or something, holler, set up a meeting between me and your high-powered lawyers. That's crazy. It's going to cost you bread to fight this lawsuit. Does anybody know how much Cam was suing him for? Does anybody know? What's going on? Say, looking at the chat looks stuck. Is everybody really not saying nothing, or is the so can I blame J. Cole? What you mean can I blame him? He told the man he was going through something. Like, I can't blame. Look, listen. Real talk, little inside lane to my personal life. My brother's strang mad at me right now for something that on the surface sounds similar. He asked me to do something, and I ain't do it. Matter of fact, I told him I would do it, and I didn't do it. This nigga been pissed off at me for a while long behind this situation. Now, my situation, I feel, has a caveat. You know what I mean? The thing that he asked me to do, I didn't want to do to begin with. We had to have a whole conversation where he had to talk me into it, right? That right there is bad for an ADHD brain, right? That right, anything that I don't really want to do is going to be trouble. But don't nobody want to hear that, especially not Strang. He don't even believe in things like ADHD. Yeah, what is that, nigga? We came up in the 70s. You understand what I'm saying? All right. But what I told him, I'm like, yo, bro, I'll do this thing, but I need you to help me help you do this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of gotta, you know what I'm saying? You kind of gotta, I'm paraphrasing right now. You kind of gotta drive the car. I'll jump out and do all of the shooting. You understand what I'm saying? Like, or for lack of a better terms, you gotta walk, you gotta hold my hand through this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't really, in ADHD language, we have a term called body doubling, right? Where it just means you got, if you got company while you're doing the thing, it's helpful. You understand what I'm saying? We don't even want to do our own shit if there's no, if it's not interest based. Like if there's no pressure or no interest, like we don't want to do that. Go to the post office, DMV. I mean, everybody hates going to the DMV. To somebody with ADHD, it'll drive them. It'll lead them to not have a license for 20 years for their whole 25. Remember, I used to be proud of the fact that my license was broke in pieces. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, this is what I asked of him. You know what I mean? And this is where we kind of bump heads on that. Like, why I need you? I asked you to do it. Why you? I'm like, nigga, I'm trying to explain to you. If we want this done, then it's gonna need to be blah 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 blah. But anyway, so I understand. Like just like I understand String, I understand why he mad. Just he don't understand me. So I leave that room. I leave a little bit of room of grace for J. Cole in a situation like this, because like, who knows what it is? Is Cole on the spectrum? You know what I'm saying? But is he going through what it? But the way they talk about this process like it was 2 years, like the timeline is a little blurry to me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? If y'all been following this, y'all might know. But let me see something. Let me see. Chat messages held for review can be seen by you or hidden from view. You can make them public or keep them hidden by selecting show. I got it, nigga. I said I got it. Let me see. Anyway, yeah, be like, just don't. How do you explain this? You got some explaining to do. Um, like I would say, like if you gotta at least have a conversation with Kent. Like he can't be the one chasing you. You gotta at least have a courtesy phone call like, yo, son, I know you wait. And a nigga will complain about that too, but at least you would, you know what I'm saying, yo, son, I got you. I ain't been in the right headspace lately. Like what was it? I'm not sure if it was the year 24, like 2024. Like I didn't record nothing for myself. Like if it wasn't a feature and money wasn't on the table, I just I didn't record nothing. I just wasn't in a mental space to record new music. I only did it as a job when I had to. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, B. I don't know. What y'all think? Somebody's saying a lot in the comments right now. I don't know if this is serious commentary or if it's somebody I need to block. Let me see. Said Cam went to the law. me see. I may be the wrong it's whatever. I don't know. What y'all think? I mean, Cam going to the law is one thing. It's not like he get a nigga arrested. You know what I mean? Niggas always a lot of people be in here talking about it kind of irks me. I be saying and I don't know, to the gentleman that's in the comments, right? I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not judging you. I'm just saying in general, like certain people who I can see, like they be doing vlogs and they be going hard about street stuff and they don't even be street. They're like, son is a snitch. He's a snitch. Nigga, they don't even be knowing about the situation. They don't even know the rules to snitching. And if they was in the situation, they would gladly snitch. So how are you trying to call ridicule to somebody else if he would have or would not have? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I say all that to say, I mean, he went to the law. He didn't try to get someone arrested. It's not the same thing. It's not the law. That's not that kind of law. There's no jail time involved in that. It's like you're trying to play with me, and I'm not in a space where I fight people who try to play with me no more. So what is we doing? You know what I'm saying? So what y'all think? Y'all think are we? Well, most of y'all been on J. Cole back ever since he backed out of the. Y'all been on his case ever since he backed out of the Drake and Kendrick beef and all of that. But to those of you who are rocking with Kendrick, who agree with me when I say in the whole, he was right to back out of that beef because that beef was real beef. That was not a sparring match. That was what he was looking for, a sparring match, and these niggas was beefing. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who agree with that, how do y'all feel about this situation? Like, at the very least, I feel like he owed Cameron a respectful conversation, and or instead of spending lawyer money, lawyering up, I'm sure it's expensive. Why can't he just go in the studio or go do that? Well, I think they passed the interview now. How much money is Cam asking for? Anybody know? Hmm? I don't know. Let me know. If you made sense of this video, let me get 4 microphones and all of that in the comment section. And all that. But yeah, how much is he? It's 500K. He should pay the 500K because I'm sure them lawyers is going to take more money from him than that. Lawyers be expensive for no good reason. Real talk. I happen to know. Anyway, made sense of this video. Let me get 4 microphones. Rock on, rock on.